So I'll recite a verse from the Srimad Bhagavatam. Yeah, okay.
Of course, many devotees will be knowing. Many devotees will be knowing this Radheshyam Juhu. Just few devotees are new here. So we are very fortunate today that this Radheshyam Juhu has blessed us by his association here, and he is the pass out from IIT Powai, and he has done that with the gold medal, and after that now he is taking care of MBCC Pune. He is a temple president, and he is the director of Voice, the way we have choice here. Similarly, we have youth wing of ISKCON in Pune, and under that he has trained all of us, like youth devotees, and that is his specialty all over the world practically. He is known for his deep preaching, and so many devotees take inspiration from. And we also are following the syllabus, which is taught by. So it's very great fortune that he has come, and he has authored also many books for which we have studied also. Essence of Bhagavad Gita series, and many children books also. So we are very thankful and grateful for Prabhuji for spending. Just now he came from Jagannath Puri with camp of hundreds of devotees. So for training brahmacharis, training different boys, college students, he travels all over India. So we are very fortunate that for short while he had come here and accepted to speak to all of us. We'd like to thank and express our gratitude by loudly chanting 3 times. Hari Bol! Hari Bol! Hari Bol!
Atapi te deva padambujadvaya prasadaleshanugrihita evahi janahi tattvam bhagavan mahimno nachanyameko pichiram vichinvan. Brahma says that if one has achieved a small fraction of the mercy of Supreme Lord Krishna, then that person will be able to understand the Supreme Lord. Not a jnani who may be very learned or scholarly, who even after amassing vast amount of knowledge, he may not be able to come to the right conclusion about Krishna. Like that, Brahma says. So our scriptures say that a Vaishnava is a Saragrahi and Krishna is a Bhavagrahi. So it's a very good match between Saragrahi and Bhavagrahi. See, the Vedas are so vast. They are like 1 lakh verses in the Vedas. So we may not be able to fathom them in one lifetime also, studying so many of them. But we don't have to study them all. We can only be a Saragrahi. There is a word in Sanskrit called Saramga. Saram means essence. Ga means one Gamayati, one who moves from one place to another. Saram Ga. Who is that? Can you say who is that? Honeybee. Yeah. Honeybee collects the saram from each flower and keeps moving from one flower to another. It's called Saramga. So there is one verse in the Bhagavatam which says, so there was one honeybee which went from one flower to another. Finally this honeybee came to a flower called Parijata flower. And there was such a huge quantity of honey there. So it put a tent there only. It never went anywhere else. It stayed there only. And that is Krishna's lotus feet. where he got unlimited honey. So you will see that a honeybee never carries away the whole bush. It only takes the essence. Similarly, you don't have to study all the Vedas. There are boys who are called Chaturvedis. They don't know the names of Vedas also. Nowadays, you've heard people, Chaturvedi, Dvivedi, Trivedi. Even 4 Vedas names also, they don't know what to speak of studying the Vedas. But even if one has mastered the Vedas, I met one man in Bangalore. He said it takes 35 to 40 years to study the 4 Vedas once through. He was telling. So one need not be a Vedic scholar, because that is like carrying away the whole bush. But if you can carry only the honey, because honey is the essence of the flower bush, isn't it? So the Vaishnava is also called as a Saragrahi. So Saragrahi means he captures the essence behind the scriptures. And what is that essence behind the scriptures which the devotee captures? See, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu saw one Brahmana, South Indian Brahmana, who you all know very well, that he was weeping tears of love for Lord Parthasarathi, who was driving the chariot of his own devotee. So Mahaprabhu embraced him and said, "You have understood the conclusions of the scriptures. Vedascha sarvair ahameva vedyo." So you have understood that the conclusion of all scripture is to awaken love for Krishna. Similarly, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu saw one old Orison lady climbing on his shoulder with one leg on his shoulder and another leg on Garuda Stamba. So she was offending Lord and devotee both. Garuda is devotee and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Lord. She was keeping one foot. But although she was apparently offending, still with great eagerness she was taking darshan of Jagannath. So Mahaprabhu said, I wish I have such eagerness in taking darshan of Krishna like this old lady, like that he said. So Mahaprabhu considered that this old lady also has attained her perfection by being greedy to take the darshan of Jagannath. Just like he appreciated the South Indian Brahman. Similarly, once when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to South India, he stayed in the house of one Brahmana. Until 12 o'clock, the Brahmana did not give Mahaprabhu any prasad. At the noon time, Mahaprabhu called the Brahmana and asked, "Is there any plan? You are going to cook something or not today? I am a guest in your house. I don't see any movements in the kitchen. What is the plan?" So the Brahmana said, "You see, Lakshmana has gone out to fetch some vegetables, fruits and berries and other things from the forest. Shak and other leafy vegetables he will get. And when he brings it back, Sita will cook. And then after Sita offers to Ram, naturally then we can also eat and I will provide you," he said. Mahaprabhu was very amazed. This fellow had become so absorbed in the Ram Katha that he entered into Ram Katha fully. Mahaprabhu liked his mode of worship very much. He said, "Sabash, very wonderful." He is not living on a material platform. He is living on a spiritual platform. So, Mahaprabhu considered that this Brahmana also has attained the ultimate goal of the Shastric study, which is actually to develop devotion to the Supreme Lord. That is ultimate. The South Indian Brahmana had developed devotion to Lord. Old Orison lady, she had developed attraction and devotion to Lord Jagannath. And this Rama Bhakta also had developed a deep devotion and attraction for Lord Rama also. So in this way, this is actually the essential instruction in the Bhagavatam also. Na vutpadiyet yadiratim shramayevahi kevalam. He says, if all our activities do not bring us to the point of awakening such attraction for the Lord, then all our work in this world is considered futile, if ultimately it doesn't bring us to that point. So initially, we come to the temple, offer our namaskar in front of the deities of the Lord, because we feel that the Lord is only in the temple, He is standing there, so we offer obeisances. But gradually we will find, there is no place where God is not there. He says, "I am the light of the sun, I am the light of the moon, I am the taste of water, I am the strength of the strong. I am the intelligence of the intelligent. In fact, there are 88 opulences, Krishna says in 10th chapter. He says, amongst the animals, I am the lion. Among the mountains, I am the Mount Everest. And like that he says, amongst the Devatas, I am Indra. Amongst the Rudras, I am Shankara. Like that he says different things, Krishna says. So you will see Lord's opulences are everywhere, all over the creation. And in this way, a devotee will, Yomam Pashyati Sarvatra, Sarvam Chamai Pashyati, he says. A devotee will eventually come to see that there is no place where Krishna is not watching me. Everywhere, the sun and moon are also his eyes only. The daytime, sun is watching us, which is one eye of Krishna is watching. Night time, another eye is watching. So one boy asked Prabhuji, what about Amavasya day? Amavasya day, your super soul is watching. Is it? You cannot escape his witness. He is always watching at every moment. So, there are many people apparently who are religionists, but who don't capture this essence which is devotional service to the Supreme Lord. So I'll tell you a story and you attentively hear the story and then I will ask you some questions. Based on how nicely I've heard, you will be able to answer them. Once a father had 5 sons and the father was a very benevolent father, very generous, very kind, and he was a very wealthy, like a zamindar. He was like a crorepati. He had huge property, companies, many industries and farms. So he was a very, very stinking rich man. So the father would observe his sons and they all had different attitudes. So the 5th son, father always watched. He generally would come home, pick up some money, go, and he would smoke, he would drink, he would eat drugs also. So all bad habits he had. But he never wanted to see his father anytime. He was always misusing the money at home, purchase different things. So he didn't want to have anything to give and take with the father. But the only thing he had give and take was father's resources. He would take them and go. The 4th son was a good son, very respectful to father. He would come in front of the father and say, Papa, he would wish the father, but he would say, Papa, can you please get me a bike? So Papa would give a bike. Once bike comes, he would go away. Next 3-4 months he won't come. Then he would come again and say, Papa, I want a mobile. Father would say, I already gave you a mobile. No, that has become old model now. Now I want a new model. So then he would take a new model mobile and go. So father observed that the 4th son comes to him whenever he wants some commodity and very respectfully he seeks help. And then when that commodity is given, he takes it and then absconds and then disappears. You can't see him. And father thought, I love my 4th son, good boy. Only thing is, he's not very responsible. He can't be interested in responsibility. He is still like a child, like a kid. He just comes, takes something and goes away. And then the 3rd son, the father saw, he would dress very attractively and he would ask the father, can I also travel with you to your companies, industries, and when you go to bank and everything? The father said, yes, why not? If you want to come, you are welcome with me in the car. You take him. So the son would watch the father dealing with industries and MDs and so much money, signing lakhs of rupees checks and everything. So he would ask the father, Papa, you have too many things to manage. If you want, I can also manage something. Some of the companies you can hand over to me. And some of the bank accounts, you don't have to sign. I can also sign. I can help you by signing. So if you want. Father said, the idea is good, but you are too young. At the right time, I will give all that. So this boy was eager for control over the industries and banks and everything. But he was always eyeing at things with the father. When will I also have? He was respectful to father, but he had a very strong desire for controlling people and controlling industries, controlling bank balance, correct now? Like that. And the second son, he was a very dangerous son. Why? He will never come in front of the father. But behind the back of the father, he will go to the industries and meet the MDs and ask how much money is in the bank, in this account, that account. So he was making a majestic plan to take away all the companies from the father, loot everything and throw away the father and sit in his position. That was his plan. So he was very envious of the father. He thought, why should my father, rule over everything? He's a Buddha. He's an old man. Just like our Kamsa said, Ugrasenam Staviram, he said. Ugrasena is an oldie. I will finish him off, he said. And then he said, and Krishna Balaram, they are hiding behind the bushes in Vrindavan. I will finish them off also, he said. And then he said, Jarasandho Mama Guru. He said, Jarasandha is like my Guru. I don't have to finish him. I will befriend him. So in this way, who is my friend, who is my enemy? He was calculating. Who? Kamsa. So instead of he killing Ugrasena, Krishna killed Kamsa and Ugrasena was put on the throne. Isn't it? So in this way, the second fellow was very envious of father. He was trying to overthrow the father and usurp his properties and everything. Father understood, he's an envious fellow. He's always trying to do things behind my back. He is always rumor mongering, gossiping. We want to pull the leg of the father and sit in his position. And the first son, he was the eldest son. He was a very simple boy. Father saw that he eats simple food at home. He never eats out in the hotel. And he sleeps in a chattai in one corner of the house. And he has never gone to father seeking anything. Give me money, give me car, nothing. And the father would many times take him to company and send him to a bank, bring 50 lakhs from that bank. He would go and bring. And he will just give penny to penny to father. He will not touch at all. The father was taken by surprise. How this son is such a good boy, sweet boy. He's very obedient, very submissive. Whatever I tell him, he does. And he never crosses my opinion. He never pushes his opinion on me. Submissive. So father had tears in his eyes. One day he called the eldest son and said, my son, you are so obedient. For your sake, you didn't ask anything. What can I give you? You want some extra clothes? Or you want personally a car? Or tell me, what do you want? He said, Papa, why should I ask you? Whatever I need, you already provided, even before I ask you. So I have nothing to ask you. I am very satisfied. He would say. And the father said, only once you took 5 lakhs from me, and that too not for yourself. You wanted to set up a business for the fifth son, so that he will become well set. But that fellow took 5 lakhs and went and did gambling and lost all the money. So I have seen, you personally for yourself, you never asked anything. In fact, I see that you are taking care of all your younger brothers so well. In fact, they see your role model example and they want to follow you. So it is such a beautiful example. Father said, amongst all my sons, I find you the most responsible, and I feel like writing all my property in your name so that you, even when I am away, you will take care of property as well as your brothers very nicely. So this is the story of the father and the 5 sons. So now my questions to all of you. Let us see who answers. So, who is the father compared to in the story? Yeah, it's compared to Krishna, Supreme Lord. And the 5th son is compared to the 5th son. You know what he was doing? Taking money, looting, smoking, drinking, drugs, all that he was doing. So who is that son compared? He's saying sense gratifier or atheist. Very good, correct? Thank you. And then, so he's a materialist. He's a materialist. And the 4th son? Karmi means what was he doing?
Coming to in front of father and asking for money.
Yeah, correct. So he is like Chaturvida bhajante mam jana sukritinarjuna arto jignasu artharthi jnani, correct, no? That means they go to the Lord for some material benefits. So he is not a karmi, he is like a mixed devotee, correct, no? like mixed devotee. So we can call such a person also is like, he is also having desire for enjoyment. So the fifth and fourth sons both are bhukti kami. Bhukti means enjoyment. Bhog, bhog. From the word bhog comes bhukti. So they don't have any bhakti, they only have bhukti. So they want to do bhukti kami. But fifth fellow is a nastik bhukti kami. Fourth fellow is a astik bhukti kami. But both are bhukti kami. They want to do bhog. One want to enjoy independent of God. One want to enjoy taking permission from God. Correct, no? Both ultimately both want to enjoy. Okay? And the third son, who can say who it is? Not a Kanishta Adhikari, huh? Yeah, he was trying to have control. He went with the father. He wanted control of people, company, money, bank balance. He told the father, leave things to me. I can also manage like you are managing. I can also manage. He was telling. Yeah? Mystic powers. On Haribol for him. Haribol. What's her name? Shobhanand captured the right answer. This is mystic yogi. Mystic yogi want to have anima, lagima, mahima, prapti, ishita, vashita and all that. They want to walk on water, fly on sky. They want to do such things. Because God is controlling nature, I also want to control to some degree at least. If he can control this much, I will control at least this much. So they want, just like our Vishwamitra created a Trishanku Swarga. If God has created so many millions of planets, at least one I will create. And he thought like that. Because they also want to show people, I am also having control. Correct, no? So the mystic yogis have a desire for control. Like Durvasa Muni plucked one hair and threw it on the ground and created a big demon. He wanted to show the world how powerful I am. So mystic yogis have such. Later on he was chased with Sudarshan Chakra. He got into trouble. Isn't it? But they want to have some control over people, control over things. So the third category is actually mystic yogi, correct. And the second fellow? Demon? Impersonalist. Who said that? Haribol. What's your name? Avinash. Avinashi tu tadvidhi. Your name is there in Bhagavad Gita. Okay. So Avinash Prabhu captured the right answer. The second one is the Mayavadi. Impersonalist. Yeah. So, and the first one is who? Devotee. That everybody understood, no? Yeah, because the devotee, he has no demands. Devotee has absolutely no desires. In the early stage, devotee has a desire that I want to go back home, back to Godhead. But when a devotee starts tasting honey like devotion, he experiences Krishna so deeply in the heart, he feels wherever he is, that place is like spiritual world. So a devotee says, you can send me to hell, send me to heaven, take me to spiritual world, or wherever you want to keep me, you keep me. I simply want to serve you. Like that song says, Manasa deho geho yo kichu mon arpilu tuva pade nanda kishore sampade vipade jivane marane dai mama gela tuva o padavarane maro virako vi jo ichha tuhar nitya das prati tuva adhikar hita janma ho yata tuva das bahirmukha brahma janma nahi mora ash manasa deho geho yo kichu mo arpilu tuvapade nanda kishore. You know what he's saying? He's telling, oh my dear Nanda Kishore, Krishna, I offer my body, my mind, my words, my whole existence to you. Because you are my mother, you are my father, you are my friend, you are my wealth, you are my life air, you are everything for me. So I offer everything to you, he says. And then he says, when I am rich, I will continue your devotion service. I will not forget you. When I am poor, like Sudama Brahmana was poor, still I will continue your devotional service. When I die, in the next life also I will continue devotional service. When I am alive, in this life I will do devotional service. That means nothing can stop my devotion to you. Like that he says. And then he says that, even if you, in the next lifetime, if you make me a worm in the house of a devotee, he says, I'll be very happy. Why? Because devotees will chant Mahaprasada Govinda and eat some prasad. Some particles of rice will be remaining, which is Mahaprasada of the Lord. I will eat that and I will be very happily satisfied. But I don't want to become a four-headed Brahma who is leader of the whole universe. But if such a Brahma is a non-devotee, or he is averse to your devotional service, if he is a Jnani Bhakta, a Jnani devotee, he is a Jnani. So I don't want to be like forgetful of you, even as Brahma, he says. So, in this way, a devotee of the Lord is so pure-hearted. His only motivation is service. So we all have to cultivate this attitude also if one wants to become a devotee of the Lord. Therefore, when we say go back home, back to Godhead, when you go at the entrance to the spiritual world, first thing they will ask you, who are you? Then you have to say, Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutara Srimate Bhakti Vedanta. Oh, your Bhakti Vedanta Swami is follower, ISKCON fellow. They will recognize you. Then they will ask you, what is your name? Radheshyam Das. So when I say Das, they will say, very good. So what do you want to do here? If I say, I want an easy chair to relax, then they will say, you go back to material world. Because Brahma Jyoti is a place for relaxation, whereas the spiritual world is a place for service. And they will ask you, you want to serve? Whom do you want to serve? What we should say? Only Krishna? I want to serve Hari, Guru and Vaishnavas. I want to serve Krishna and Guru and all Vaishnavas. Okay, they will say, very good, that's a very good consciousness. How long you want to serve? If you say, I want to serve for a week and then relax forever, they will say, no. So how long you want to serve? Eternally. Then only we will get entry into spiritual world. So this is the platform of a devotee. Devotee of the Lord actually does service, and the fruit he wants for the service is more service he wants. Correct? No? So therefore the father was amazed with the first son. Correct? No? So now you repeat a shloka which actually tells the same story. What is the shloka you repeat? Bhukti Mukti Siddhi Kami Sakale Ashanta Krishna Bhakta Nishkama Atayeva Shanta. See, in this world, if you are any one of these three, Bhukti Kami, Mukti Kami, Siddhi Kami, he says that you will always be Ashant. He says, you will not be happy. But when you become Krishna Bhakta, you become Nishkama. Therefore, you can become peaceful. But I will tell you why I told this story. See, we may say I am a devotee of Krishna, but we may also have these three tendencies. What are the three tendencies? Bhukti Kami means he is an exploiter. Mukti Kami means he is an escapist. There are two categories of people in this world, exploiters and escapists. There was a Jamindar, he employed a servant. So the problem with the servant was what? Whenever Jamindar was at home, the servant will not be around. And Jamindar will say, please call him. We have to purchase this from the market. Where is this fellow? He will always escape. He won't be available. And when Jamindar is out of station, he will come home and loot this, loot that. And very much he will be available that time. So, in this way, the servant displayed two qualities. What is it? He was an exploiter in Jamindar's absence, and he was escapist from the service. You understand, no? So, karmis are called exploiters. Jnanis are called escapists. Like karmis, in this world, they want to loot God's property and enjoy. Correct, no? Like that fifth son. He was an exploiter, isn't it? And even a fourth son also want to exploit and enjoy, but he doesn't want to build relationship with the father. Correct, no? So these both are called exploiters, correct, no? But the Jnanis are called escapists because they want to escape this world and go to Brahma Jyoti and relax there. Correct, no? So both are called sense enjoyers. Both the karmis and jnanis are called sense enjoyers. So who is a sense enjoyer? For that we have to understand these three things: proprietorship, controllership, enjoyership mentality. If these three things are understood, we will know how all these three fellows are sense gratifiers. So our Rupa Goswami Pad's writings, they thoroughly explain these three contaminations because of which we all are suffering in this world. Proprietorship mentality means, always trying to, Bali Maharaja, he took away the property of the demigods. Therefore Vaman Dev came, took the property from him and gave it back to Indra. Correct? So Lord curbed his proprietorship. Similarly, Hiranyakashipu wanted to be proprietor of all the three worlds. And he reversed the law that if you do punya, you will go to hell. If you do pap, you can go to heaven. Like that he did. So many atrocities he did. Lord Narsinghadev came, destroyed him and put Prahalad on the throne. Isn't it? So you find in this way false proprietors, you find. Correct, no? And similarly, there are false controllers also. Like our Saubari Muni, he had mystic power to be underwater to perform penance, but he was controlling Garuda by cursing him that if you come to Yamuna, you will die. Similarly, Durvasa Muni was very austere. He was sleeping in the bank of river. He was flying in the sky and all that. But he controlled Ambarish by mystic power. Correct, no? So you will see. Similarly, the enjoyers are also actually Mayavadis because they want to merge into Brahman and become God. Correct, no? So, in the path of bhakti, Rupa Goswami says that these three contaminations, they manifest in our neophyte stage. For example, say, I want to do kirtan in front of the Lord, for example. So, once I saw in a temple, the mic system, two fellows are competing for the mic to sing the kirtan, especially in the prime time. The prime time and a lot of crowd will be there. Suddenly they found the mic is not working. Both the fellows went away. Because mic was not working, some problem was there. And my sound department said, probably mic is not working, but you can do kirtan. So both the fellows went away. So what do you learn from this? The desire to show oneself as a great singer to others is so deep-rooted enjoying mentality. Correct, no? There is an enjoyership mentality. So the desire is not to devotionally praise the Lord, sing His glories, or surrender to Him or remember Him. Far from remembering Him, there is a desire to profess one's own glories, isn't it? Similarly, one department had 2 cars, and the 2 cars were rusting. They were not being used at all. Then the authorities told the department that please, these 2 cars are not being used. Please give the 2 cars, and they were giving it to some other department, these 2 cars. And instead they gave a bike. You keep a bike with you in case you want to use. You are not using the 2 cars. Now we will use the 2 cars for Sankirtan. Let them go out on Sankirtan. So somebody came and told, Prabhu, how can they do this? They took away your 2 cars and gave it to another department. Aapko ullu bana diya. Something like that. They have cheated you. And this is what immediately became upset. He went and fought. How can you take our department cars and give it to some another department? So they said, Prabhu, you are not using it. If you don't use it, you lose it. Correct, no? Therefore, it is given to another department where they can use it well. See, they are going every day, morning and evening for book distribution. Let them use it. So this is what he was saying. Firbi Prabhuji, originally these cars were purchased for our department. Whether we are using it or not, it's not the question. But we purchased it. Now it is a little ego problem for me because people say, where are your cars? People ask, log kya sochenge hamare bare mein? So, if you very carefully think about this example, how many of you feel it is justified that the 2 cars are moved to Sankirtan department? You are convinced now, yeah. it's not being used here. It's just idling in this department, correct? No? Ultimately, all these facilities are meant for serving Prabhupada's mission, correct? No? Because Prabhupada's organization, so Prabhupada has given us so many nice things to do. So if somebody is not using, the authorities take it and give it to someone else to use it. The idea is either you use it or you use it, somebody uses it in the mission, correct? No? But why this person was attached to having the 2 cars, can any of you say? What is that? Yes? Yeah, that is what? Not an issue, yes? False proprietorship, correct. One Haribol for him, Haribol. This is called the proprietorship. So he was the proprietor of these 2 cars before. Now the cars are given to somebody else, so he feels that I have lost the proprietorship over them. Correct? No? But actually, we should not have this type of possessive mentality. We should know that we have come into this world, we are like a traveler. See, if you are a traveler to Bombay, say you come from some other place, you come to Bombay, you stay in a lodge or something for 2-3 days to do company work, and then you go back. Similarly, this material world is actually like a traveler's inn. It is not our home. Our home is spiritual world. So we have come into this world, and the very first thing we should know in this world is the owner of everything in this world is Krishna, including our body, including our brain, including our jnanendriyas which Krishna has given us, including all the 24 material elements. Everything belongs to whom? Krishna. He wants it. Not only he wants the 24 material elements, he wants our hands, legs, eyes, ears, everything. None of it was created by us. He has provided. Therefore, because everything belongs to Krishna, on behalf of Krishna, his devotees are running this ISKCON mission movement. So they are actually taking Krishna's possessions and allocating it to different people for expanding Krishna's mission. Therefore, if they have given me 2 cars, it is whose property? Krishna's property, which is in custody of my superiors. So they gave me to use it, I am not using. They want to take it and give it to somebody, they can give it. I should not assume a false proprietorship. Correct, no? In this way. So the first example I told you is false enjoyership. False enjoyership means, one wants to perform kirtan in such a way that one can impress the opposite sex. Bhaksan Saraswati Thakur said, don't give very attractive scholarly lectures to attract the wives of other men. Like that he said, Bhaksan Saraswati Thakur. Of course, Saraswati Thakur's instructions are a little extra strong. He says, wives of other men, he says. So, we are not here to perform anything. We are here to surrender. And then we are here to purify our heart. So, but although we are devotees, we have this tinge of proprietorship, controllership, enjoyership mentality. In this world, such mentalities are there. Therefore, you will find, even when we perform devotional activities, also, they may become tinged with these bad propensities. Like for example, when we are, say, we make a group of devotees. Prabhus, you all go and distribute books together and come. So somebody is made the leader. So somebody is made the leader of the group, distribute books. And then he is given some laddu or something. After they come back from book distribution, you can give them all one laddu. Correct? So you are made in charge of that. So while distributing, say one devotee says, Prabhu, I didn't eat my lunch today, I am very hungry. Can you please give one laddu? Can you give or not? If he says, no, Prabhu, I am made in charge. I am supposed to give only at the end of the book distribution. Instead of 6 o'clock, you will get it at 8 o'clock at night. Correct, no? So that is controllership. So we can be, actually we should know that we are not controllers, but we are custodians. That's the difference between being a custodian of a particular service. But we are not controller. You understand the difference? Actually, we may be given some people to take care. We may be given some money to take care. We may be given some task to be done with a group of people. But we are actually not controllers. We are only custodians for a short while. So, you will find within our ISKCON society, in Srila Prabhupada's times, Prabhupada Wherever he went, he encouraged the devotees for a certain type of activity. For example, Prabhupada went to LA temple, he stayed and he encouraged them to distribute books. So some devotees said, for Prabhupada, the service that pleases him the most is book distribution. So one devotee asked Prabhupada, Prabhupada, which service pleases you the most? He asked. And Prabhupada said, if you love Krishna, that will please me the most. Like that Prabhupada said. So when Prabhupada went to Varnashrama farms, he encouraged the farm projects. And when Prabhupada went to the Pujari department, Prabhupada told one Pujari, the most fortunate person is Pujari, because Pujari will get dreams of Krishna's beautiful deity form at the time of death and he'll go back to Godhead. Prabhupada told the Pujari like this. And in the same manner, Prabhupada encouraged the devotees in the kitchen. Prabhupada encouraged the book distributors. Prabhupada encouraged the Rathayatra conductors. Prabhupada encouraged Gurukulas. Prabhupada encouraged different devotees. Somebody was doing gardening for Krishna. Prabhupada said, if you continue doing gardening for Krishna all your life and giving flowers to Krishna, you will go back to Godhead. And the devotee is still doing gardening regularly. So, in Pune I had one experience. At one time, His Grace Naveen Nirada Prabhu had come. He is very influential speaker, powerful speaker. He gave a powerful lecture on how book distribution should be the goal of our life. So there was one devotee. As soon as the lecture was over, he took a bag and ran to the Sangeetan department loaded with books. And immediately ran for book distribution. So every day he was going for 5-6 hours distribution. And the whole week. And then next Sunday, another devotee came to Pune. So that devotee was giving a strong Bhagavatam lecture. And he was telling that unless we purify our hearts, what can we do for the world? We ourselves are fallen souls. We have no purity. Therefore, Prabhupada said, purity is the force. So this devotee was sitting in the front. He asked, Prabhu, how do we become pure? He said, first you have to chant Hare Krishna. And you have to read Prabhupada books. Hours and hours of chanting. Haridas Thakur chanted 3 lakh names a day. At least you should chant 1 lakh at least. 1 lakh means how many? 64 rounds. So if you don't purify ourselves, what is the use of our life? What can you go and give? Your words will not have potency. Your preaching will be simply eyewash. You yourself don't have spiritual strength. What can you give it to other people? Then this devotee stopped the book distribution. Then he took the mala and went to garden. He was found to be chanting from morning to evening. So some devotees came and told me, Prabhuji, this devotee is sitting in garden like mini Haridas Thakur. All day he is chanting. So for 1 week this devotee was chanting every day, practically 64 rounds. It was very difficult also for him. Then I went and talked to him and said, Prabhuji, why are you doing this? He said, no, Prabhu, I want to first become purified by chanting the holy name. But only thing is I am not getting taste. And in the subsequent week, His Grace Radhakunda Prabhu came, who was Prabhupada's disciple in those days. This Radhakunda Prabhu will speak a lot of Krishna pastimes from Vraja, from Vrindavan. Nikunja me viraje Ganasham Radhe Radhe, he would sing, Sham Radhe Radhe Ganasham Radhe Radhe. So he would speak pastimes very colorfully, Krishna's pastimes in Vrindavan. And when he gave, he's a very magnetic speaker. I don't know how many of you have seen him. He's passed away, he's not there anymore on the planet. So he spoke, he said, at every moment you should remember Krishna, you should breathe Krishna, you should see Krishna everywhere. Like that he spoke about Krishna, 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 everything. Sarvam Krishna, Mayam Jagat, it should be like that. Then this devotee was shocked. He said, I am not thinking Krishna so much. So he went to his room and he spent 2.5 hours. And when he came out, he was like Nimai Pandit who returned to, after the Diksha, Nimai Pandit came back to Navadvip, where is Krishna? Where is Krishna? He came out and devotees thought he has gone mad. Because he started searching for Krishna. So this devotee was a weak-minded devotee. Whoever comes and speaks whatever, he will get overly influenced by it. You understand how that particular area he'll get influenced by. Yeah. So in this way you will find there are so many different preachers who come to us and we get to hear. But nowadays, many people are doing different things. Sometimes devotees are chanting, increasing too many rounds. Sometimes the devotees, they are getting into a reading hearing program without rendering service. Sometimes people are getting into a book decision program without doing any reading. People get extremes. So, in order to keep the balance of the core principles, a very simple thing is we have to learn Prabhupada's mood and mission from his own purpose. Because you will see Prabhupada says, practice intensely and preach vigorously. This is the instruction Prabhupada gives. Practice intensely and preach vigorously. So, when we study Prabhupada's books, it becomes evident how not to become a proprietor, enjoyer, controller. Because Prabhupada repeatedly, you will find Prabhupada's mood and mission when he is giving. For example, there is a category of people called Sahajiyas. You all know? So what is the Sahajiyas tendency? You know what Sahajiyas do? They say Krishna is everything. They don't care for the Guru. They say there is no need of Guru. If you fall in love with Krishna, that is enough. Krishna himself will come and take me. I don't need any Guru in between to take me to Krishna. This is their understanding, which is a false understanding. And Mayavadi means they say Guru himself is God. They say Guru only is God. That is Mayavadi. The Mayavadis make Guru into God. Sahajiyas reject Guru and accept only Krishna as everything. But a true Vaishnava means one has to accept both. Please repeat this verse. Yasya deve para bhaktir yata deve tata gurau tasyaite katidahyartha prakashante mahatmanaha. So he is telling a devotee of the Lord who surrenders to Guru and Krishna, and by following both of them very carefully, which means whatever Krishna is teaching in Shastra, it comes through Guru Parampara. And one faithfully follows, all the right things that you need to do in life will be revealed in your heart. You will never be confused. You will never be bewildered. There will be no bewilderment. There will be clarity of thought. Because Krishna himself supplies buddhi to one who surrenders to Guru and Krishna. Like that he said. So, in ISKCON society, there are diverse activities going on. Sometimes devotees get confused. What activity should I do? What is important? Is chanting more important? Or reading more important? Or doing services more is important? Or dham yatras are important? Or participating in Kirtan Mela is important? Or youth preaching is important, congregation preaching is important, protecting cows is important, or going and living in farm, is that better than living in city? Or should we stay in city instead of farm? Prabhupada said stay in city and preach. At the same time Prabhupada also said take care of farm also, he said. Which one we should do? So we may get confused about too many multiple areas even within ISKCON society. So therefore we all have somebody above us who is guiding us, who know our natures. So there is one verse. You have a laptop here? I can show that verse. You have a laptop with folio? Somebody has? Where is it? If folio is available, I can show you one particular verse. Apavritayir karnarandrayir. There is one verse. Dishtya tvayanusishtoham. That verse, if you put, I will show you the purport is this will clarify this point very nicely. How we should do our services. Dishtya, I can show that? Dishtya tvayanusishtoham. Right, not by me. Please repeat this verse. Dishtyatvayanusishtoham Kutaschanugraho mahan Apavritai karnarandrair Jushtadishtyoshatiir See, I'll tell you the context. This is Swayambhava Manu coming to meet Kardama Muni in the forest. So he is offering obeisances to Kardama Muni, and Kardama Muni is also doing obeisances to him back. And then there is a very beautiful dialogue between them, at the end of which he is telling this verse. He is telling Kardama Muni that thank you for your wonderful advice. I am deeply satisfied with your advice. Please read the translation. Who has a mic with you? Please read it.
I have fortunately been instructed by you, and thus great favor has been bestowed on me. I thank God that I have listened with open ears to your pure words.
You all have open ears only, no? Unless you have earplug to close your ear. But this open ear is not this. Open ear means attentive heart. A heart which is attentive to listening. That is called open ear, he is saying. Okay. And then he is saying, read Prabhupada.
Srila Rupa Goswami has given directions in his Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu on how to accept a bona fide spiritual master and how to deal with him. First, the desiring candidate must find a bona fide spiritual master, and then he must very eagerly receive instructions from him and execute them. This is reciprocal service. A bona fide spiritual master or saintly person always desires to elevate a common man who comes to him.
Yeah, and then it goes on like this. And then I will show you one section. Read this, one should receive the transcendental message. First line.
One should receive the transcendental message by oral reception. The word karnarandre means through the holes of the ears. The favor of the spiritual master is not received through any other part of the body but the ears.
See, how do you receive the favor of your Guru? Only through the ears. Somebody says, Guru touched me on the head. Somebody says, Guru patted me on the back. Somebody says, Guru embraced me. That's not favor, he is saying. Favor is received only through ears. So, that means we all have to receive some instruction from a Guru who will give us instruction. This is what you should do. And that's what one should do, he is saying. Then we will understand further. Go ahead further.
This does not mean, however, that the spiritual master gives a particular type of mantra through the ears in exchange for some dollars.
Okay. And then Prabhupada was saying, and if the man, so he is criticizing the bogus gurus and all. And then let us come further. Read it.
The real fact is that a bona fide spiritual master knows the nature of a particular man.
What is the nature? Nature means, for example, which devotee can do what service? And that nature is known. Do you have a Brahminical nature? Then Guru may say, you do Pujari service, you study the Shastra and you preach. So you have a Kshatriya nature, then he may tell you do some managerial service or administrative service. You make him a HOD or make him a president or something like that. And somebody has a Vaishya ability, then okay, you take care of the funds or you bring funds, isn't it? Or somebody can assist some department. So the Guru knows the nature of the individual, who can do what. Like Prabhupada saw, Haigriva Prabhu was very good in English editing. Prabhupada took him to his room and said, can you please edit some of my books, it will be nice. And Haigriva Prabhu said, yes, Prabhupada, I can. Can you show me your manuscripts? So Prabhupada opened the bureau and showed whole bureau full of manuscripts tied and kept inside. Packs, so many packs of it. Haigriva Prabhu saw this and said, oh, Swamiji, you have so much written manuscripts. It seems to me that it will take my whole life to do all this. Prabhupada said, not one life, many lifetimes. So much. So Prabhupada saw he's the editor, so he gave him editing service. Somebody was very good in making dioramas. Prabhupada made them make dioramas. Somebody was good in painting. Prabhupada told them ideas to what paintings to make. Yadurani Mataji and others like that. Correct, no? And our Jayananda Prabhupada told him to make carts, Jagannath carts. Shyam Sundar Prabhu was a carpenter. Prabhupada told him to make altar. Correct, no? In London, altar was made by Shyam Sundar Prabhu. Like that. Like the Prabhupada found out who can do what, and accordingly he gave service. Param Pujya Gopalakrishna Goswami Maharaj, Prabhupada saw that he is an MBA from Montreal, Canada. He's a smart man, he can be a good businessman. Prabhupada said, you become trustee of BBT, and you print and distribute books, as many as you can. So that kind of order he gave. Prabhupada saw Lokanath Swami Maharaj, when he met Prabhupada. Prabhupada said, you are a good singer. You are like the Tukaram of Maharashtra. So he said, you take up this Padayatra worldwide, and in all the countries make the holy name ring. So you also sing, and you make your fellows sing all over the world in Padayatras. So he gave different services like that. So read it again. The real fact is that?
The real fact is that a bona fide spiritual master knows the nature of a particular man and what sort of duties he can perform in Krishna consciousness. And he instructs him in that way. He instructs him through the ear, not privately but publicly.
Like Prabhupada's Guru, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, publicly told him in the bank of Radhakund. He said the matha is on fire because all the brahmacharis are competing for, I will take this room, you will take that room, and all that. So he said, there is fire in the mat. Instead, I feel this Bagh Bazar Mandir, let us take all the marble and sell it in the market and make money and print books and distribute. And then he gave that golden instruction. If you ever get money, print books. And he did not tell to our Prabhupada alone. That time there were 4 or 5 disciples were there. But our Prabhupada was the one who heard it attentively. He took it from his Guru. Therefore, Prabhupada is saying that he instruction through the ear, not privately, but publicly. Many others also watched him giving that instruction. Yes. You are fit for?
You are fit for such and such work in Krishna consciousness. You can act in this way.
For example, if your Guru has told you, like my Guru told me in 95, that you do college preaching. So he gave me a letter which had 6 instructions. I just expanded on those 6 instructions. Now I can do all my life youth preaching and go back to Godhead. And I don't have to worry about anything else. If somebody says, Prabhuji, you have never done like a kirtan here in the temple hall, some big kirtan. Or Prabhu, you have not done this. No, I don't have to worry. Because if one instruction is given to us, we stick to it. Even though, like some Mataji is told by Prabhupada that you cook in the kitchen for the deities. And lifelong she cooks for the deities. At the end of her life, she will go back to Godhead. Very simple. So we don't have to worry that I have to do everything so that I don't miss out any service. So Krishna will recognize that I have done all services. You don't have to worry. Whatever little service given to us, we just stick to it. Prabhupada saw one lady in Radha Damodar temple, old lady. Every day she would come with a pot of water and keep it, and the pujaris will take it and use it in service. The pujaris didn't even tell thank you to her. Because she would keep the pot of water and go away. She won't be there only. And the pujaris will later on, after half an hour, they will take their water. It was an understanding. The pujaris knew that this lady will come and keep water and we can take and use it. But who was noticing it? Radha Damodar is noticing it. So Prabhupada told that this old lady definitely will go back to Godhead, because even in chill winter, early morning she rises and goes and takes bath in Yamuna and brings this water and keeps. So in this way, in our lives, we have to find out what, read further. So Guru says, you are fit for such and such work in Krishna, so you can act in this way. Read further.
One person is advised to act in Krishna consciousness by working in the deity's room. Another is advised to act in Krishna consciousness by performing editorial work. Another is advised to do preaching work. And another is advised to carry out Krishna consciousness in the cooking department. There are different departments of activity in Krishna consciousness, and a spiritual master, knowing the particular ability of a particular man, trains him in such a way that by his tendency to act, he becomes perfect.
See, the problem in ISKCON is, we have one Guru is having 10,000, 15,000 disciples. So, can Guru know the particular ability of a particular disciple? Is it possible for Guru to know all the 15,000 disciples, what is the nature of everybody? So it's difficult. Therefore, the Gurus have next level of disciples, the next level of disciples. So you have to find out, right above you, you have some mentor, some counselor, some guide, and there is some authority also. So there are at least 2 senior people above you. One is, what name you call here? Counselor you call, and then another devotee is authority, correct? No? One who gives service. So if sometimes the counselor and authority are same, but sometimes the counselor and authority are 2 different people, correct? No? And then above them you have a temple president. Then you have the GBCs above. So in this line, you have somebody above you watching you and identifying your nature, correct? No? So instead of Guru doing it, Guru has appointed someone who does it for you. And if they give you some service and you faithfully stick to it and you nicely do it, good results will come, and eventually you will become purified and you will go back home, back to Godhead. Correct, no? In this way, we have somebody to guide. Read further.
Bhagavad Gita makes it clear that one can attain the highest perfection of spiritual life simply by offering service according to his ability. Just as Arjuna served Krishna by his ability in the military art, Arjuna offered his service fully as a military man, and he became perfect. Similarly, an artist can attain perfection simply by performing artistic work under the direction of the spiritual master. If one is a literary man, he can write articles and poetry for the service of the Lord under the direction of the spiritual master. One has to receive the message of the spiritual master regarding how to act in one's capacity, for the spiritual master is expert in giving such instructions.
Yeah, he is expert. You say, no? What is that? Sakshat haritvena samasta shastrai uktastata bhavyata yeva sadbihi kintu prabhorya priya eva. What is the line one before that? Tatrati dakshyat ativallabhasya vande guru shri charanaravindam. Guru is a great daksha, expert in engaging the jivas in the service to Shri Radha and Krishna, engaging them in the service. So he is very intelligent in identifying the talent and skill sets and inclinations of people, and he can engage expertly, like that he says. So in this way, Prabhupada gives varieties of services in this purport. If you want, you can note down this purport. It is 3:22:7. How beautiful is this purport, you can see. Therefore, so many preachers will come to your temple, give one lecture and go, and they all may give different emphasis also. But we don't have to get carried away by the different emphasis. Like imagine one devotee will come and say, it is very important to learn Sanskrit, otherwise how will you understand all the Acharya's commentary? And you will go away. Then you may think, maybe I should start a Sanskrit class now. Next 10 years I will study Sanskrit. I will become a Panini grammar scholar. Correct, no? So instead of that, what you do, go to your superior and ask, Prabhuji, he is telling us to learn Sanskrit, is it compulsory, is it necessary? And the senior says, Prabhu, all the Acharya's commentaries are coming in English nowadays. You don't need to learn Sanskrit. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur and everything. Little Sanskrit is good enough. You don't have to be a big scholar in Sanskrit. Because sometimes you go in that direction too far away also. So therefore, when different people come and float different ideas and go, we don't have to become gravitated in different directions when we get, because different people, based on whatever Srila Prabhupada has, that one devotee I told in Pune, no? Then I didn't tell you, the subsequent week Paramapuja Lokanath Maharaj came to Pune, and on Sunday Maharaj said, Bhagavan ki naam hi sar hai, Hari naam adar hai, you have to just take shelter of the holy name. Prabhupada, so he was telling about how all over the world the Padayatras are going on and village to village. So this devotee came and asked me, Prabhuji, should I join Padayatra? He asked me. So actually, everybody in this world, you will see that devotees, they have some superior who guides them, identifying their talent, the skill, their inclination. And one has to become fixed up in a service and do that service very faithfully, sincerely. So we have to render that service without these 3 mentalities: proprietorship, controllership, enjoyership. Because if we do that, our mind will become purified. You see, when we do Nishkama Karma, the mind gets purified. When the mind gets purified, the mind becomes very strong. Our willpower will increase. And when mind becomes very steady and strong, then concentration is easy. And then when you concentrate on Krishna's words in the Shastra, you will get clarity of thought. Clarity of thought, clarity of speech, ability to make decisions, and be sober and be contemplative. All this will become easy for the mind. Then the absorption in the Supreme becomes very easy. So these are all connected, all of them. Therefore, it is not that we render service superficially. Our service should be rendered without these three bad mentalities: proprietorship, controllership, enjoyership. So, karma kandis have proprietorship mentality, and yogis have what mentality? Controllership mentality, and jnanis have enjoyership mentality. So, therefore, karmi, jnani, yogi, they are only called as bhuktikami, muktikami, siddhikami, sakale, shanta. So, when we give up these three mentalities, then Krishna Bhakta Nishkama Ateva Shanta. So, a Krishna Bhakta is Nishkama means what? He simply wants to fulfill the order of the spiritual master, faithfully fulfill the instruction. And for what purpose? To become popular? To become famous? No. He simply wants to please Krishna, please Guru, selflessly serve the living beings. See, when you look at the nature around you, will see the sun is giving sunshine, it is giving heat. The moon is giving a cooling moonshine which gives juices in the vegetables and fruits. The trees are giving fruits and flowers and tree bark and gum and leaves and shade for so many different creatures. The river is giving drinking water abundantly. Even the cows are giving milk. The horse is like carrying the people. None of these elements in nature take a single penny from you. Correct, no? They all are giving. So, giving liberally is a natural law also. It's a universal law. In God's creation we can see, because this nature is whose nature? It is Krishna's nature. Krishna's nature is liberally giving, we can see like that. Similarly, we are servants of Krishna, servants of Vaishnavas. So, one has to cultivate the habit of rendering service without the tinge of any of these three, because this proprietorship, controllership, enjoyership means it's a contaminating tinge. This will actually spoil the quality of our service. It's like putting one pinch of poison in milk. The whole milk is spoiled, isn't it? Therefore, you will find Bhagavatam gives, I will conclude with this example. Daksha Prajapati was a great karmi, but he had proprietorship mentality. So he offended Lord Shiva. He offended a great devotee, correct? Similarly, you find Dhruva Muni was a great yogi and controller. So he offended Ambarish Maharaj. You will see that. Similarly, Saubhari Muni was a great jnani. Under the water, he was meditating on Brahman. He offended Garuda, you will find. So these three fellows in the Bhagavatam you find, Therefore it says, Akshina Vasanam Rajan, Drishyate Punaruttitam. Krishna is telling Muchukunda, Akshina Vasanam, in the heart of these fellows, the Vasanas are not destroyed. The old Vasanas, Purva Vasanas. These Vasanas come, proprietorship, controllership, enjoyership. These Vasanas come and make them behave badly. They can't behave purely. On the other hand, you will find the devotee, like our Sudama Brahmana, became a millionaire overnight, correct? He got a house with hundreds of servants. So he became a big proprietor. But after that, what he did with that proprietorship? Did he serve Krishna or not? No. Yudhishthira Maharaj became king of the world. After becoming king, what did he do? That's what they are asking in Bhagavatam. Did he become a sense enjoyer or remained a surrendered devotee? That means he didn't have proprietorship mentality. You see? And in the same manner, you will find great devotees of the Lord, and when they are given an opportunity for controllership, but they will not control. They are given an opportunity for enjoyership, they will not enjoy. Like Ambarish Maharaj was king of the whole world, he never enjoyed. He lived as a pure devotee. So, therefore I gave you the examples of somebody doing kirtan for enhancing one's popularity and fame to impress the people, or somebody wanting to have control of the money and the cars and everything, having proprietorship without using it in Lord's service for the sake of fame. All those examples I gave. So, Two things I spoke today in the lecture. One is about these three contaminating mentalities, and I told you the story of father and the 5 sons who have these mentalities, except the first son, who is a pure devotee. Correct, no? So we have to follow in the footsteps of who amongst the 5 sons? First son, yeah. So that is one thing we learned. Another thing we learned is about how different people will give different emphasis and go. And you cannot follow all the emphasis in your life. Is it practical? You will get chakar. You will not be able to follow. Then the question arises, okay, which emphasis is the correct emphasis? Then I told we have to follow the mood and mission of Prabhupada. For that we have to study his books and understand. But even if we study, we can't understand on our own. Because Prabhupada says one thing in one place, another thing in another place. And wherever he went, he appreciated all the departments. So then which one is the best department? What should we do? Therefore, I showed you this purport. This purport makes it very clear for us. What should I do, sir? Very simple. Look above you. Who are the people under whom you are working? And ultimately, if they are rightly situated, are they nicely practicing Krishna consciousness? Are they chanting 16 rounds, rising early in the morning and following in the footsteps of Prabhupada and his GBC and followers? So you are serving under them, working under them. In case you are watching them, you are very happy with their ideal lifestyle, then you can accept them as your guide in your life. And he asked them, Prabhu, you know my nature, you tell me what service I should do. Should I go for preaching? Should I go for book distribution? Or should I wash the pots? Or should I do cow protection? What do you think I should do? And whatever they tell you, you stick to it. Therefore, I showed you this purport from 3rd canto. This makes it easy for us. And also, we all may do one prominent service, and other services we may do on and off. For example, some of you may do one prominent service, and you may also sometimes go for Harinam Sankirtan. Sometimes you may go for book distribution, but you may have another prominent service. You understand? No? So they have given us a prominent service, outside which if you have free time, in that free time you can do service of your choice. So there are 3 types of desires. The lowest is called prohibited desires, that which should not be done anytime. Higher than prohibited desires is called dovetailable desires. Higher than that is called the desires to fulfill the order of your superior. So generally you find if superior tells you to do one thing, we may do it reluctantly, but still we have our own desires. How many of you agree? Correct, Naya. That is the middle one. What is it called as? Dovetailable desires. It is not prohibited. Like if somebody says, Prabhuji, I like playing Mridangam for programs. Can I play? He is a good player of Mridangam, Prabhu. Prabhuji, can I go for that program? Can I play Mridangam? Yes. Okay, Prabhuji, today evening you don't have any seva today, so you can join the program. So it's dovetailable desires. Or somebody want to learn singing, you have extra time, you can ask your superior, Prabhu, can I learn singing a little bit? I want to learn with harmonium singing. So then these are called dovetailable desires. And there are some prohibited desires. If somebody says, Prabhuji, can I go to Radha Kund and chant 64 rounds every day? For how long? He says, till my last breath, and leave my body in Vrindavan. That desire is not a very conducive desire. Therefore, one may go to Radha Kund and never come back. Later on join some petrol bunker somewhere. Correct, no? So, you understand these 3 desires? Prohibited desires, dovetailable desires, and desires of our superior. So what we all should do in our life, first we should give first priority to which one out of the 3? First one. But sometimes first one may be a bit painful sometimes while doing it. Then whenever you have personal free time, you can go to the second one, dovetailable desires. And that too with the blessing and permission of the superior. And what to do with the third one? Occasionally it's all right. No, third one is called as what? Prohibited desires. So lust means want to enjoy the desires which are prohibited. That is actually called lust. After all, we have joined ISKCON to transform lust into love. So the third one, if you indulge, if somebody says, Prabhuji, occasionally can I go to Wi-Fi and see some dirty sites? It's a prohibited desire. No, you can never do that. If you do that, you will fall down. Therefore, the third thing should be given up. Is that clear to everybody? So with this understanding of these three desires and this purport, you will have a fair idea how to conduct yourself. How many of you are very clear now? It's clear now? Yeah, thank you very much. Shri Prabhupada ki, Bhakta Vrinda ki. So Sundarjana Prabhu told me, I came from the airport just now in the evening, and I don't know how so many of you assembled so quickly in a very short notice. I don't know. Today is what day? Today Sunday evening you have this program? This time only you have? I don't know who was scheduled to speak. I didn't even know. I hope I haven't offended somebody. Who was supposed to speak today? Nobody was speaking. Sundarjana Prabhu was supposed to speak, so I offended him only. Okay. So I am coming from Bhubaneswar. You have a question? Short question? Yes. Yes.
Impersonalist and Mayavadis.
Actually, there are two types of people. Impersonalists are called Brahmavadis, and Mayavadis are offenders. Mayavadi, Krishna Paradi. Why? Because the Brahmavadis know personal form of God, but they are more attracted to impersonal aspect of God. They don't offend the personal form, like the four Kumaras. They know the personal form of Lord, but they are attracted to impersonal Brahmajyoti. But then when they went to Vaikuntha and saw Vishnu and smelled the tulasi leaf, they became his devotees. They are called Brahmavadis. But Mayavadi means they are blasphemers of Krishna. They say that, the form of God is made of flesh and bones, like you and me. They say that the Krishna's body, Rama's body, also will perish like yours and mine. So they are called Krishna Paradi. You understand the difference, no?
So means impersonalists are transcendentalists.
Actually, the Brahmavadis, Mayavadis, two categories. Both are impersonalists. But the Brahmavadis, like Shukadeva Goswami or Chatush Kumaras, they can actually be converted into devotees. They are not offenders. Whereas the Mayavadi means Avajananti Mam Mudha Manushim Tanumashitam. He is Mayavadi. It's clear, no? Thank you.
Second question. Is it necessary that every devotee in ISKCON generally will get direct instruction from the Guru?
Therefore, I told we may not get such instruction. Therefore, in case we are unable to meet Guru has appointed someone under whose custody we are working. So we can accept that person's instruction. If you are happy with him and if you feel that he is nicely following the Guru Parampara above you, then you can take him as your Shiksha Guru, one who is guiding you. And then you can take instruction from him, ask him, Prabhu, what service you think? Because he is watching you closely. Correct now, observing you, and he may know your nature and he can give you service. Correct now? Yeah.
But sometimes Guru said that I have discussed with some devotees. My instructions are in my lectures. What should we do in that case?
Instructions are given?
In my lectures. You listen my lectures and my instructions are in the lectures.
Some gurus tell. That's correct, because gurus are not able to reach to 10,000, 20,000 disciples to give them one person, one instruction. So the Guru gives general instructions in the lecture, and those instructions are for our spiritual advancement. And then for doing services, you need specific instructions according to your nature. So that is coming from your immediate superior. They give you specific instruction. And specific instructions are also given to remove our anarthas. Like every one of us sitting here, we have some specific anarthas. Somebody has a losing temper problem. Somebody has a pride problem. Somebody has a greed problem. Correct? No? Everyone has different problem. Who will know it best? Who? Your immediate superiors will know, because reports must have gone to them already. Correct? No? So therefore we tell the superior, please give me specific instruction for two things. What service to do and what anarthas to remove. Both. What seva you think I will fit very well, give me some service. And then I have some anarthas I am struggling with, please help me how to remove them. So both these things your immediate superior can help, because they are watching you very closely. You may say, but Prabhuji, they are not pure devotees. Okay, they are not pure devotees, but how will you catch a pure devotee? It's difficult to get a pure devotee. Therefore, sometimes Swarup Damodar's candidate, what is his name? Raghunath Das. He told Swarup Damodar, can you please take me to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? I want to ask some question. So in this way, sometimes, say you meet one of your immediate superiors, then sometimes they may introduce you to more senior. You have like Mukunda Madhav Prabhu, you have Bhima Prabhu, Bhajar Prabhu sometimes. They may also come and give lecture. Sometimes you ask questions, you learn. Sometimes your own guru may give lecture, you can ask questions. Correct, no? I have asked many questions in lectures and I have taken notes on how to apply also. So, we all need one person who knows us best and who can help us, because one who knows our psychology very well, they can help us very well also. And if they are our well-wisher, correct, no? They are our well-wisher, they are our superior, and they are like our elder brother. They can help us very easily than somebody who doesn't know us, correct? So it's getting late for all of you. You had a hand up, please give it to him. Nimayanate, Prabhu.
You are telling that Nishkam Karma will lead to purification of mind. How?
Yeah, that is said in Bhagavad Gita only. Actually, when, Nishkama Karma means what? When activity is done in a selfless way, even if it is mundane, even if it is material activity also, that selflessness is the nature of the soul. Selflessness is the nature of soul. But when the nature of the selfless nature of the soul can be applied at the level of mind, at the level of body also. Physically you can do a selfless act. Mentally you can desire something selfless for others. Mentally also you can desire, correct, no? Even if you didn't do also, you desire in the mind, I want to help that for a devotee, like that. You desire like that. So, that type of selfless desire causes detachment also. And detachment causes purification. Actually, it is in Sattva Guna. The Sattva Guna has Sukham and Jnanam. These two aspects. So, acting in Sattva Guna can purify the mind. Acting in Rajoguna and Tamoguna contaminates the mind with lust, anger and pride. These contaminations completely cloud the mind. But when we act in Sattva-guna, at that time we can develop detachment from material enjoyment. We can develop purification of the mind. But our platform is not Sattva-guna ultimately. We want to go to Vishuddha Sattva. Because without awakening of love of God, our detachment or purification of mind is not actually considered complete. It's awakening of love of God. Therefore, we chant the Hare Krishna mantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So, Nishkama Karma is actually the beginning step, where a person begins to think about others. Then when you do Nishkama Karma for someone with God in the center, it is called Nishkama Karma Yoga. The Nishkama Karma Yoga means you are attached to the activity. Like for example, there is activity and the fruits. When you are not attached to the fruits, then it becomes Nishkama, correct, no? Whereas Bhakti Yoga means you are neither attached to activity nor the fruits. You tell your superior, give me any service you want. I don't want the credit also. You take the credit also and you give me any service also. So dedication has one definition. Dedication means anything, anywhere, anytime. That is dedication. That is meaning of Bhakti Yoga. Karma Yoga means that particular service, but I don't expect any results. For example, one Prabhuji used to make jalebi in Pune. He's very fond of making jalebi. So, whenever he makes sweet in the temple, he will make only jalebi only. But once he makes jalebi and goes away, he doesn't care about what people say about it, because he is such a superb jalebi maker. Every time he is appreciated. Very crispy, nice jalebi he used to make. So, that means he is attached to work, but not to the fruits. Yeah. Another devotee will come to kitchen and say, Prabhu, tell me, whatever you say, I will cook. Or if you don't want me to work in kitchen, you want me to clean the hall, prasadam hall, I will clean also. Or you want me to arrange the chapel stand properly, I will arrange it. So, he is ready for any service. That is Bhakti Yoga. You understand? No? Bhakti Yoga means you are neither attached to service nor attached to the fruits. You are ready to do any service at any time according to the will of the superior. That is Bhakti Yoga. Is that all true? Thank you. Shri Prabhupada ki, Bhakta Vrinda ki. Thank you very much. So it's a very nice purport, 3:20 to 7. You all read it leisurely. Thank you.